Welcome to another episode of Tax Sell Starters, where we bring you the latest tips and insights on tax lien and tax deed investing. My name is Carlton Hoskins, and this week we're going to talk about how do online tax sale auctions actually work. That and more when I return. All right, so thank you for joining us. This week we're going to talk about tax lien auctions, tax sale auctions online, and if they really work. I'm going to bring in Brian Seidensticker from Tax Sale Resources. We've been having him come in weekly so that he can answer these questions for us. As you already know, and if you haven't heard it, please go back and watch the other videos. Brian Seidensticker is the creator and founder of Tax Sale Resources. It's a data providing company that provides all of the information, or most of the information anyway, to your institutional investors. So if you find yourself getting beat out at auctions by someone that just appears to have unlimited funds and they know what they're really doing, they're probably institutional investors. And so fortunately for us, we have the guy who's providing the data to them to give us some insights to make us better investors. So Brian, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Our question to you this week is, how does online tax sale auctions actually work?
How do online tax? Well, there's one thing I love about this industry, and I used to work in the space launch industry, which sounds extremely fun and awesome. And it is for about 3 minutes every couple years when the pointy end goes up and the flashy lights come out the back end and the thing goes real fast. The space launch industry is cool. But I actually prefer the tax lien space more because I learn something new every day. And this is one that I learn constantly, how every auction site works differently. So I don't even know, I'll throw out a few examples that I'm aware of, but the key is you need to go to whatever the auction platform or website is, and you need to find out how they work it before you just jump in and buy one. Because there are some sites where you put in your bid and there's no interface to see that bid live, right? The computer just says, okay, here's the winning bid. And it acts as a proxy for you. And if somebody else is slightly above your next bid, it'll bid for you and just decides, here's the winning bid. There are auction sites that really give it time. You can put in your max bid in there, but then it allows people to watch live for, what's one example? One gave it 3 minutes. For somebody that's watching live, they can put in their own bid. So you're kind of competing with people that they kind of play the system and say, okay, I'm just going to test this and see where that person stops their max bid, and I'll bid $1 more and I'm going to win it. There's auction sites that do it that way. There's auction sites that they say they're online, but you actually have to go to the county. You have to sit at a computer at the county and participate. Illinois has a bunch of those. So long story short, Carl, there's just so many different auction platforms and methods out there. There's not one method that rules them all. You definitely need to typically you can go to the auction website and they'll tell you how it exists or how it occurs. So you can read that, call the county or call the auction platform provider and ask them, because there's those little details can actually be the difference between winning and losing, bids on a large scale in some cases.
Thank you for joining us, Brian. It's always a pleasure to have you here. We look forward to having you back next week so you can answer a few more questions for us so we can help these investors become better tax lien and tax deed investors. Until then, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and a notification bell so you can keep up with the latest tips and insights on tax lien investing. And of course, go to Tax Sale Finders so you can get the latest and updates on what's the updating tax sale auctions, what's coming up next, how to do the research on your property, everything you need to know. If you're just getting started, if you've been involved for a little bit, Tax Sale Finders is the way to go. Until your next investment, into our next video, as always, happy investing. We'll see you next time.